Whatever, don't worry about it. It's just a sore subject with me.
Okay. Still, I'm sorry you lost your family at Malachor.
Yeah, well, they're dead. That's how that story ends. But not everybody's story has to end with losing their family or their loved ones. And not all the bounty hunting I do is for criminals or killers.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of lost people out there, scattered ever since the Mandalorian Wars. And sometimes it's like you can almost hear them, like an echo, calling out for each other. And maybe, just maybe by finding them, I can start putting the galaxy back together.
Let's go with the fast one. I will bring her to the dark side soon enough. All things are connected through the Force. From such acts of kindness, great things may come.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. But you're not getting anything else out of me.
Let's leave it then. Yes. Yes, yes. Influence. Doesn't matter if I have to go light side to influence these people. Let's talk.
Talk? About what?
About your hair. Just wanted to know you a little better.
Why, you trying to be my father? No thanks.
Okay. Okay, let's see if I have enough influence. Just seem restless.
It's all this traveling, being trapped in the ship. Everything's...
Okay. This is the smuggler's man.
I'd rather be doing something, somewhere with people, activity, some life.
Let's see where you're raised on Ashada.
Yeah, more or less. I wasn't born there, I just ended up there.
What happened to your family?
Well, the war happened. The first one, against the Mandalorians. And family right up until the end. It's not really a new story, you hear it all over the galaxy. It's what happens after the wars are over that you don't hear much about.
They died in the final battle.
I think so. After Revan crushed the Mandalorians, planets throughout the Republic were flooded with refugees. I was just one of the others. Me? I got passage to Nar Shaddaa. From there, not much you can do, so I became a bounty hunter.
Okay, how could you have lost family in Malachor 5? There were no colonies there. It was too well for the Mandalorians.
Take a guess, Jedi. Only 2 groups of people would have lost family at Malachor. And Jedi don't have families.
Aha, interesting, pretty damn interesting. You are a Mandalorian.
As much as any slave becomes a Mandalorian.
Ah,
They took prisoners
sad.
on every world they conquered to bolster their ranks. And they took a lot of worlds.
You were a slave.
When I was young, yeah. They mostly used me to carry ammo packs and munitions. Toward the end of the war, they needed everyone they could get. They taught me to fight, to hunt, to survive. I was part of their squad, even when I was young. Everyone served as part of the unit, and I felt like I had a place there. After Malachor, it really didn't matter anymore. Mandalorians lost. Bad. But you know that.
Well, if I ever meet Mandalorians, I'll be sure to bring her along. You don't sound too happy about it.
Should I be? Maybe I should ask you if you're happy about all the Jedi who died on Malachor 5. Maybe it felt like you lost family there, but I doubt it.
Shit. They had to be stabbed.
Yeah, I know. I saw the worlds they left behind them during the war. That kind of stays with you, I haven't forgotten it. What happened at Malachor, they probably deserved it.
Okay, I'll looping around, so never mind. No influence.
Yeah, something wrong?
Questions.
Shoot.
Let's see if he talks about her fire. You seem restless. Savory what is
I'd rather
last.
be doing something.
You don't kill
I've
your
killed people before.
targets.
But not if I don't have to.
You don't seem to hold back when you are with me.
I know. It's different. I don't know why.
Because I destroy her inhibitions. Are you okay?
I don't know. I haven't killed anyone for a long time. But when I'm around you, suddenly it's like I've always been doing it. It's like a reflex. I don't like it. And I don't know when or why it became so easy.
It will become easier and easier, I assure you. Okay. Forget it. Have some
Alright.
questions. Tell me a little about Ha.
Anhar's only a bounty hunter because that's the closest word for what he does. He's not out for credits. It's more vicious than that. And it runs a lot deeper. It's like he's out to make the whole galaxy suffer. Every living thing in it. He wants to break them, ruin them. And when they can't suffer anymore, he wants them dead.
So what happened between you and Ha?
I didn't kill him once. Biggest mistake ever.
What? I think that deserves an explanation.
Do you really want to hear this?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Well, Hanhar and me go way back, in the worst possible way. He's from some forest planet on the Outer Rim where Zerka had set up one of their slaving operations.
So he was not from Kashyyyk? Well, I didn't know the Wookiees had colonies. Do you know the name of this game world?
I don't remember the name. Something with too many K's and Y's. Sounds like you're gargling Ronto spit when you say it.
She's a pretty uneducated person. Okay. Do you know what the species is? She better know.
No idea. He's just on her. I hope there aren't any more like him. I get the impression he's not a good
Holy
representative
shit.
of his people, though. He's the equivalent of a mad calf hound among Rontos. Some of Voga the Hett's men said Hanhar killed his own tribe, but those two crud thugs lie every time they open their mouths, so who knows?
Well, this is like not knowing where are Eskimos from, really? That's truly sad. Okay, so he was a slave.
Well, not for long. Once off planet, Hanhar escaped from the Zerka slavers, then killed them all.
Why he was wearing those cuffs? Well, you can choke someone easier when you have cuffs on your hands.
I don't know. I always thought he just liked using them as weapons.
It's good he broke free. Nothing deserves to be caged, not even a raging lunatic with sociopathic tendencies and a lust for flesh.
Well, before you get too proud of him, Hanhar figured Zerka had the right idea. I don't think he understood the concept of slavery before, at least on the scale that Zerka practiced it. But now he did. You ever hear of Dursan 3, or the ID cluster colonies?
Weren't they destroyed?
Right. That's because Hanhar happened. He makes what happened to his homeworld look like an exercise in community building. He's not a bounty hunter. He's a slaver. A predator. It's like he's out to enslave or kill every human in the galaxy, like he's trying to settle some huge score or debt. I don't get it, but he's dangerous.
So, how do you factor in?
I was prey. And not only did I escape, but I saved his life while doing it. He's been hunting me ever since.
So he wants to capture you and kill you and possibly rape you.
I don't pretend to understand it, but among his people, They have these codes of honor, but somewhere along the line, Hanhar's got twisted. His people form these things called life debts. If you save the life of one of them, they pledge themselves to you.
Let's go with this one. I'm fully scared his species would die from such depths.
Well, with Hanhar, he can't escape that life debt. It's bred into him. But he hates every other living thing in the galaxy, so pledging himself to someone else, especially a human, was unbearable. So when I saved his life, it was the worst thing I could do. It was like slavery all over again. But it was in his head. It was like it pushed him over the edge.
What do you mean? Speak plainly.
A life debt to Hanhar is a death sentence. He'll hunt you until you're dead. When I saved his life, it meant he had to kill me. And so he kept chasing me in hopes I would die. I think the fact I showed him mercy after hating humans for so long, that was something he couldn't stand.
That Wookiee is truly insane, and Greya saved him from such a death. That life that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Tell me about it. Like I said, I get the impression a life debt's supposed to be a gift, but to Hanhar, it's more like a curse to both people involved.
What if someone else solved his life? Will he try to kill them?
Probably. But if he had multiple life debts, especially to humans, Hanhar would probably go mad. He was angry before, sure, but he'd be 10 times worse if that happened.
Well, now he has one to Greya. Yes.
Hanhar's tough. Really tough. And when he loses it, it's like nothing can stop him. I've seen him shrug off blaster bolts, Bothan stunners, and even survive a freighter crash on Dursan 3. He keeps coming.
And he regrets that he's dead. Or so you think.
Oh, I'm glad he's gone. It's like a weight off my shoulders. I don't have to keep watching my back every minute, wondering when he's gonna show up. And he always did. It's like he always knew where I was.
Look quickly behind you, he's there, he's there. Any chance he's still alive? Yes, 100%.
Trust me, if he was still alive, he'd be chasing us even now, waiting to ambush us when we least expect it. And he always shows up at the worst possible time. He was one of the best bounty hunters on Nar Shaddaa. Hanhar never gives up on his prey. Or his life debts. He's a hunter. He's a natural predator.
So how did you save his life?
Well, as happens on Nar Shaddaa, I made someone mad. Mad enough for them to send Hanhar after me. Turns out they were even able to get him cheap. He'd heard about me and wanted to hunt me down, for sport. He didn't think I'd be much of a challenge.
And you proved him wrong.
Well, he tried to box me down in vents beneath the Nar Shaddaa docks, and he'd set one too many proximity mines to cover the escape routes.
So he was trying to hem you in a minefield.
I think he'd hoped to drive me into the mines and then let them do the work. Or that I'd be too scared to try and walk through them. Thing is, I knew Hanhar's supplier, and the trigger signatures for the mines. It was pretty easy to broadcast a signal to blind their sensor receptors for a minute or two. I figured that would buy me enough time to move through them and get away.
But it didn't happen that way.
Like I said, I disarmed the trigger fuses for enough of the mines to get by, temporarily. And Hanhar was pretty fast on my trail. I just made it to safety when he hit the first one. The blast leveled the entire ventilation section, and Hanhar was caught right in the middle, and he survived.
Barely.
He was crawling around, blinded from the flash and the plasma burns. It had happened so fast. All the blood had been scabbed and crusted from the flash. I had the drop on him, and even blind, he knew it. He could still hear me. My ears were ringing from the blast, but I could hear him. I think he was begging me to let him live. His voice, it wasn't a roar, more like an echo of it. I suppose I should have killed him, but I couldn't do it. He was in pain. He was helpless. So I dragged him out of there enough to get him to safety, and he kept hunting me ever since. He said he'd pursue me to the edge of the galaxy, no matter where